Good morning, I am Marissa Brown and I am a certified CNA and work at Piedmont Hospital. Today I am giving y'all a little lecture or lesson about what it is to expect as a CNA and what the job entails. We will learn how to know what you need to complete your job correctly, tips on working in a hospital setting, and how to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the days coming when you work. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about the basic job tasks for a CNA. Now, this is not all of the job tasks because that could be a whole different lesson. Whether you're a certified CNA or you're learning on site, the tasks are the same. You must know some of the basic tasks and some of the more complex. One of the first ones that you probably should have learned was how to properly wash your hands. This is very important no matter if you work in an assisted living or at the hospital, because every patient, every resident has different diseases, infections, all of that, and you are touching their bare skin. Your hands should always be clean before and after you go into their room. Gloves are also very important. When you go into the room, glove up. When you come out of the room, take them off, discard in the trash. That is simplicity at its finest. You should also know how to take their vitals, meaning temperature, blood pressure, oxygen, heart rate. You should be able to do the blood pressure, the heart rate, manually and automatic. When people have a high, extremely high, or extremely low blood pressure or heart rate, the monitor will not pick it up, meaning you will have to go get a manual blood pressure cuff and do it yourself. So simple as that, you must know how to do a manual blood pressure and heart rate. You should know how to properly give the patient a bed bath along with changing their sheets. For patients who have lost both legs, who are contracted, they cannot do this on their own. They cannot roll for themselves, and you need to get a buddy, a nurse, somebody else to help you give them a proper bath and change their sheets. In hospitals, you do this every day. Some assisted livings every day, some every other day. Regardless, they need to be kept clean daily. This is the same for when you change them. If they're incontinent, you have to change them. It can cause skin breakdown, wounds, sores, all of that. So you need to know how to properly roll them back and forth for your safety and theirs. You should also know how to safely transfer a patient from the bed to the chair, chair to the bed, chair to wheelchair, and you need to properly learn how to do this with a gait belt so that you do not hurt yourself or the patient. These are basic tasks that you must know. One that I would recommend learning is how to properly feed a patient. Some of them will pocket food in their mouth, and if you don't know the signs for that or you're not looking, they can aspirate. So that would be one that I would definitely recommend you learning how to do. It is not a necessity, but I would definitely learn how to do this. So the next thing we're going to talk about is time management. Time management is very important no matter what work setting you're in, because you do have, as a CNA, multiple tasks that you have to finish throughout your shift. When it comes to tips on working at the hospital, I've worked both shifts. For day shift, work around the meals. You generally have 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would normally get vitals before breakfast, pass out breakfast, let them get up a little bit, and then I would start my baths. Normally you can have anywhere between 5 and 7 baths a day. So I would knock those out going down the list, and then it would be time to get vitals again, and I would do lunch, pass out lunch, and then I would take my break and let those patients get the rest that they need, and then it would be time to do vitals again, and then dinner. And then after dinner, I would clean, get all my trash, all my linen, and be ready for the next shift to come on. For night shift, I work things a little bit differently because you do not have meals. Normally, I would do vitals, and then I would knock out all of my baths for the night before 12 o'clock. And then vitals would be again right after I finish baths. And then I would have a break, and I would take my break. And then I would do vitals again at 3:34. And around 5:30, I would clean. Make sure all my linen's up, all the trash, everything like that. And meanwhile, in between, when you have time to sit down, take a break, and then go and check on your patients. Make sure they're dry, especially those that are incontinent. Making sure that everybody has water, who can have water, who's not on fluid restrictions. And making sure that you're ready for new arrivals, people who are getting discharged. Keeping everything organized. A to-do list would be something greatly appreciated. A little note card saying, oh, bring water to room 101. Stuff like that would help keep you on task and in the right time frame. So to be a CNA at the hospital or even at an assisted living, you need to prepare yourself mentally and physically. When you are doing these tasks and seeing patients decline or get better, it can draw on you mentally. So one thing that my instructor always said is get connected, but not overly connected. You want the patient to trust you because you are the gateway that allows information to get between you to the nurse. So definitely get connected, give it your all, but sometimes you do have to keep that distance in the case that the patient were to pass. Because sometimes if you connect too much, it can hurt you more than help you. Physically, do not ever do anything that you cannot physically do. Don't say, oh, well, everybody's busy, I'm going to do this. No. Get help. You don't want to hurt yourself because then you can't help anybody else. So definitely make sure that you team up with patients who are heavier than you, or patients who are generally just like bigger than you in size. You can really hurt yourself if you try to do it alone. And definitely keep up your immune system, taking vitamins because you all are around people who are sick or who don't have the best immune system. So keeping yours up to speed will help you many ways. And lastly, I just wanted to thank you for watching my video, and if you have any questions or concerns, please comment them below and I will get back to you. But in general, as a CNA, your days or nights will always be different. None of them will be the same, and I wish you luck on this journey of working in the hospital, and assisted living, or any facility.